Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to spend a bit of time talking about Arken Optics and what I feel are some of the best options for hunting scopes. Now we're moving into late September here in Michigan 2024 and our deer hunting season is right around the corner. Archery season's kicking off real quick here and firearm season's just after that. Most states follow suit. September, October, November, the big game seasons get going. So with that, hey, I'm going to talk a bit about Arken Optics and what I feel are some of their best offerings for hunting scopes. Holding one of the EPL-4s, this is the 6-24 by 50. This is my favorite offering from Arken, as it is the kind of do-it-all scope that I feel that they offer, as far as it has a lot of features that are going to allow you to have a good time at the range or just poking out there with your friends doing some long distance shooting, as well as it's stacked with features that make this a great hunting scope. One of the primary things that this thing has, that differentiate it from the other Arken Optics is the windage cap is covered. And that's kind of a nice feature. Whether you like it or not, it's there. You can leave it off if you want, but I like this when you've got this mounted up on one of your rigs and you've got it slinged. This keeps this thing from being bumped and spinning around like I'm doing with the elevation turret here. Now this is also a 30mm tubed optic. We got 30 millimeters here, so it's not a huge, just a great big honker of an optic on your platform. So it's not extremely heavy. It's also not extremely light, but this thing fits the bill as far as coming in at something that, I'm just kind of fiddling around with it here, and you're like, yeah, that feels about right. Comes in a couple different magnification options and illumination. It's got really what you need, and it is priced right. This has the Japanese glass. If you're one of the people that feel that is a bonus with these things, if you can see the clarity difference between Arken's Chinese glass offerings and the Japanese glass, this does have the Japanese glass in it. I just really like this optic. Lifetime warranty. And it fits the bill. It's got the side focus on it and everything else. This is, however, not my favorite go-to as a straightforward hunting optic. That's going to be the LH line. I'm going to grab one of those, take it outside so I can get some shoot-through footage with it a little bit, just out in the backyard. People always want to see if they can tell the clarity difference and whatnot. I do want to say, and I'm not going to ramble on because I've done this in some of my other content, but I'm a firm believer that regardless of the shoot-through setup that you use to try to get shoot-through video or pictures, it truly is hard to get a real 100% representing picture of the glass. Without using your eye, the distortion of different camera setups and everything else, it does make it difficult to get that representation. I'm going to call it out that anybody that says they can tell the difference of Japanese glass and Chinese glass in clear environmental conditions at relatively standard range distances, say 500 yards or less for shooting hunting distances, with a shoot-through footage camera setup, I'm going to call them out on that, say it's not going to happen. With your eye, yeah, you can probably tell a little bit of difference here or there, but posting up that footage for you guys to evaluate, you're really not going to be able to tell. I'm just being dead honest with that. We're splitting hairs, the quality of the glass with the Chinese glass and the Japanese glass on these Arken Optics. Is there a difference? It's there, but that Chinese glass is not going to cost you, I think, the impact. If you're going to miss it, it's for some other reason. If you want to blame it on that kind of glass versus something else, hey, that's all you. But we're really splitting hairs as everything progresses these days. But let me grab this platform that I had the LH model on. I'm going to take this thing outside, talk a bit about it, get a little bit of shoot through on it, and put this EPL-4 down for now. So let's get at it. All right, guys, this is my Arken Optics LH-4 4-16 by 44 that I was talking about. I'm going to go through a few things on this and why I choose this as my go-to Arken, really my go-to optic of the Arken line. And now I'm going to start off with the price. Now the price point on this thing It's right there. This is one of the most affordable offerings that Arken has. You can get these things for not much over 200 bucks. Now that's a good thing. This is a lot of scope that you can be exposing to pretty bad, harsh hunting conditions. If you're hunting, rocky terrain, you're out in the ice, rain, dropping these things, slipping around, just beating them up. You want to spray paint it. You want to do that stuff that's against warranty. You're not out a whole lot, and it is a great optic quality-wise. Got that lifetime warranty, except for if you paint it. But for the price, go ahead and paint the thing. And then the features that this thing comes with. Now, this is the 4-16 by 44. The one little hang-up that I have on it is when I put this thing all the way down to 4, the reticle's a bit thin for my taste, but I just spin it up a little bit. No harm, no foul for the cost. Not a big deal. This optic, again, this has the lightweight tube on it. This has got 30mm tube on it. This does have that Chinese glass. I'm going to show you guys some shoot-through footage here. Just, looking across my yard, you can tell this thing is plenty clear. It doesn't have all this wavy, screwed up, just really cheap department store type glass. This is the glass that Arken's using as some of the other scopes, and it really is adequate for most hunting needs. Now, if you're one of these, ELR guys and you're out west and you're shooting at, antelope or something at 1,000 yards, sure, you might want to choose something else. But for the general population of people hunting these scopes and the distances that you're shooting, this glass and everything this thing offers, it's going to do just fine for you. The tracking, now Arken is known for that 100% guarantee on their tracking. It's no different with this scope. Now I've got this mounted up on a straight wall cartridge. This is a 450 Bushmaster. It's got a pretty good recoil, even though it's not a modern sporting rifle here. It's got that bit of a sprangy thump to it. I had no issues with this thing losing its zero. This optic's got covers, the EPL I showed you with just the windage cover. If you're shopping around and you're using this video like a commercial or a sales thing, you've got covers on both your windage and elevation if you choose to use them. If you are not going to use them, I would suggest this little cap right here. Right there, you use a coin or your fingernail or something to get that off. A little bit of some kind of locking compound might be some good insurance to keep from losing that cap. Just a little dab of some blue on there. But these caps keep the moisture out, and they keep your turrets locked in place. You can't lose them is what you're doing with these covers on here. You can't bump them when these things are rubbing against brush. They're slinged and rubbing against your gear. You do have your side parallax or focus. This thing goes down to 10 yards. So if you're putting this on something that maybe you're not doing big game, rodent pest control with an air gun or something, you can take this thing all the way down to 10. And you get your illumination. Now, Arken gets some criticism on their illumination. The only thing that's going to illuminate on this is the center of the reticle. But I'm telling you, in most hunting situations, you're not using this thing like their infrared. You're not using this like a Zulus or a Thermite. You're just getting that little bit of extra so you can see that reticle at dusk or dawn. It works just fine. Let's just be real. It works just fine for that. Is it crisp, clear, perfect, lighting up everything in there? No, but that center's lighting up enough to get you where you need to be. So again, this is the LH-4. This is one of Arken Optics' most affordable scopes, one of their most simplistic scopes, and this is my go-to, my new go-to optic. As far as their hunting scopes go. I'm going to get more of these mounted up on some of my rigs that I use strictly for hunting out here. So hey, I hope this content helps you out if you are shopping and wondering which one of these scopes should I get. Should I get that SH4? That big honker. I mean, that thing is a heck of a scope and a lot of scope. Too much for just a hunting rig in my opinion. The EP5 Gen 2, awesome. You don't really need all that. A great scope if you're out there, as you're at the target range, a dual purpose thing, but again, you're gonna be weighting that thing down. The EPL-4, yeah, I can't throw too much shade at that one. I really like that optic, but for the money, something I may abuse, I may beat up a little bit more than I want. These LH-4s are a heck of a buy, and you can get a heck of a lot of them for your money. So hey, thanks for checking back in. Leave me some feedback in the comments. Do you have an LH-4? You got any questions about one of these LH-4s, or are you looking to get one? So hey, thanks for checking in, and keep on shooting.